Hey babies, it's MahMah Tea, back with another one. You know, I got a lot of people asking me this same question over and over again. I really wasn't going to get into it because it's just what I believe personally, and it doesn't mean it's the truth. It doesn't mean it's the stamp on anything. It's just my opinion. And we all have opinions in this world of what we shape and mold and to be our reality. So this is a question that a lot of people ask me about these Anunnakis. Mommy, what's your take on the Anunnaki? Do you believe they real, this, that, and the other? Well, baby, out of all my studies and everything that I've learned throughout the years, I believe that the Anunnaki is the reason why we eating this shit. That's right. I think they the fathers of all these man-made religions that you see. And I think the war of good and evil is against two brothers, your God and your Satan. Is these two brothers that came here fighting over the resources of this planet. I also think they were people here already before they got here. They want you to think that you were primitive and that you was these monkey people or whatever, apes or these unevolutionary people. And there probably was beings that did look like that. But from my studies and realization of the things, women was here. Women that looked like me and all the rest of the women on this planet. And that's who they met when they came here. So when they talk about let us make them in our image, I think they're really talking about genetically splicing genes from women in themselves to bring forth men on this planet. That's my belief. Can I prove it? I don't know. No, I can't. But I know something's different with y'all, and it's been different since you got here. Now, I'm not trying to divide men over women, because at the same time, you came through her birth canal. You can't come on this planet unless you come through her. And they was trying to make some kind of permanent representative here to keep in control of the systems and things that they put in place so they can continue to extract the materials that they need for their survival. Are they the only ones that did this? No, baby. I think that everybody did a little bit of this. This is why you got all these different races. Hence the term, what I was saying about blood types. It's not about bloodlines, baby. They could care less about your bloodlines. It's about the blood type of the cosmic beings that came here and created all these different races and put in place their systems that come from their source and their creators that made them. Women have been here. Always gonna be here. That's why you keep finding their remains millions of years old and can't find a man right next to it. I think the stories in your biblical text are stories that they created to help you stay in servitude to them. A lot of this stuff wasn't even written for women. Hell, women ain't got no place in any of these religions. Hence how they treat women this whole time since they've been here. Look at how they treat women. Look at how they treat children. It's not kind to them. It's very abusive and very suppressive because women have a power and an energy that's connected directly to this planet that they don't want you to know. Hell, they don't want the sons to know either. So all your gods that all y'all are worshiping and all y'all waiting to return for this judgment and condemnation, I believe all the Anunnakis. That's who you're waiting for. Your father. Inky and Lil, Murdoch, and all the rest of them. These are the ones that's fighting over the resources of the planet. Some want it one way, some want it the other way. Because ever since religion came on this planet, ain't but nothing but war. My God is better than your God. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me. Well, if there's only one God, baby, well, how you going to put another one before you? Is y'all reading between the lines or not? Are you so caught up under the spell that you don't know what to do? I'm just saying things as everybody else been saying, but maybe I'm saying it in the way it's resonating with you. There's a young boy out here by the name of Billy Carson. Got a whole heap of information and books, and he reads sacred texts. He got a lot of information that he could share with y'all. But y'all want to condemn everybody who go against the grain to try to bring you some truth. Even in your book, it says something about only 144,000 going to be saved or however it's going to go. Well, baby, there's 9 billion people on this planet, and 99% of y'all believe in these gods that's coming to save you or destroy you. Now, if 99% of y'all believe in these religions, what room does that make for 144,000? That means the few who don't believe in none of this shit, walking away from this shit, understand who is coming from and creating heaven on earth for themselves. Because we are all a part of a divine source of freedom, of will, of liberation, of love, of peace and prosperity. But somebody wants to make this planet a prison planet and wants you to bow on to them as gods. And I think those are those Anunnakis. Some agreeable, some are disagreeable, and there's females, because there's a story told about an allegiance of women from all throughout the galaxy that hold allegiance to themselves in the great divine feminine order. I'm going to get into that a lot later. Hell, I can't even get y'all to agree that God live in you. I have never been condemned to all these places since MahMah Tea got on the scene. And all she wants you to do is think. I ain't never told y'all to go worship no devil. I ain't in no Illuminati. I ain't in no Boule. I ain't in none of these sacred societies. Hell, I don't want nothing to do with the religions that's on this planet anyway, because I know the true source of God and one high, the most high, whatever you want to call it, live in me as it lives in you. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I don't care how many biblical texts, Torahs, Qurans, all the rest of them grouped up into one. You try to beat me over the head. Hell, they use them same verses to keep the people that look like me enslaved. And they use them same verses to burn women at the stake. And some of them use them same verses to rape and molest children. Y'all need to go ahead and get a hold of this book. You're going to see who you're worshiping. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It's called Original Sin. It's written by the young boy by the name of Dr. D.C.A. Hillman. This boy drops some knowledge on here. I told you it's time for them to tell it, and they going to tell it. Once again, go ahead and get this book. Let me read a little bit of this to y'all, and y'all going to see what you're dealing with these gods. It's called Original Sin. Reveals the shocking, long-guarded secret that pedophile priests were not individual wrongdoers on the fringes of the Catholic Church. In Original Sin, you'll discover that the abuse of young boys by priests is something far more sinister, a basic part of the foundations of Christianity. Yeah, I said it. Classical scholar and author of The Chemical Muse, Dr. D.C.A. Hillman, provides in Original Sin carefully argued and highly controversial revelations about practices in the early church. Original Sin describes how church fathers ritually sodomized young boys with the purpose of driving out the devil to save their souls. Hillman describes how church policies were created that institutionalized these abhorrent practices while systematically undermining and dismantling classic beliefs in science and reason, as well as respect for women, to create a male-dominated, anti-intellectual power structure in which pedophilia became viewed as a holy ritual. While ritual child abuse has never been acknowledged and long banished, its subterranean influence continues. Using actual writings of respected church founders, Original Sin traces the formation of policies against inquiry, against science, against female empowerment, and in favor of blind obedience in the ritual abuse of doping children. Original Sin, using documentation from established church authors dating back nearly 2,000 years, shows that rather than being an act of a sick or misguided few, ritual child abuse is anchored in doctrines as old as the church itself. Now, where these people get these practices and these things from, they come from extraterrestrial beings who they harness their power, and they utilizing their power to continue to enslave and abuse women and children. So that is what I think about Anunnakis, the agreeable and disagreeable. And that goes for Pleiadians, Syrians, Arcturians, and all the rest of them that came down here and followed the template. You want to know what Mama think? That's what I think. Go on out there and dig your research and get the hell up out these religions, because it's killing you, your women, and your children. MahMah Tea. Y'all be good. Bye. If you like the content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe and support Mama. And don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube.